Hello everyone and welcome to the third installment of Mother and Son. Last time, we had dinner as the grandmother just noticed that Scott is now a robot after the incident. Now he comes back from school, and his grandmother tells him more about Grandfather Key, and also the mother and the father gets into a fight again. Will they ever make up? Find out in this episode of Mother and Son.
So how was school, Scott?
Everyone called me names and even the teachers didn't even like me as a robot. That makes me sad.
Don't feel bad, Scott. You will always be the best child I have ever had. You may be my only child, but you would always be my favorite.
Thanks, Mom. That means a lot to me.
Anytime. Now you better go and get ready in your room before Grandmother Joy gets over here and talks about your grandfather Lee.
Okay, Mother.
You handled that well, honey.
Don't you dare call me honey anymore. I am still mad of what you did to Scott. He is a filthy robot and I can't stand it. It is all because of you that I have to put up with a son that is a robot.
That's no way to treat your son. You have to understand that your son is very important to you, and that's all that matters.
Shut up. You are an excuse of a husband. Now you should run along before I kick you out, and it won't be pretty.
Well, goodbye.
I'm here, Samir. We need to talk about something.
My mom hates me. I heard what she said down there. She doesn't want me around and she wants a normal son and not a robotic son. I wish I never got ran over by that car and had a car accident.
Listen, Scott. Your mother loves you, but she is just frustrated with your dad because she thought your dad was the one who caused it. Let me tell you about your great-grandfather Lee. It was 1853 when he used to be born and always loved doing what you loved and always get good grades. Well, their schools were different back in the day, but in 1878 he was becoming an athlete just like you, and he loved playing basketball just like you. One day a couple years later in the year 1880, he had a heart attack for a couple years and he had to stay in the hospital. I was now just 3 years old and I looked at his eyes because I knew he was famous and I loved what he did even though I was very little. I would always pray that he would be better, and it worked. Then 20 years after that, in the year 1900, he started playing basketball more, and then he kept winning for the team and I was always cheering him on. I was crying tears of joy when I saw him play again. Then 20 more years passed as he was in his 60s trying to make baskets, but he couldn't anymore. He had to retire from basketball, and 5 years after he retired he went to a retiring community where he would rent for the remainder of his time. I was heartbroken and I was miserable. Now I lived in my house as 10 years passed and he was like 79. I was in my 50s just living my own life at my own house. 11 years passed after that and headed at the age of 90 as I cried my heart out. I was in my 70s as he died and I couldn't watch it. Even on the news they reported it. Now I heard that you were born and that made me start my expedition all over again. Seeing your face really made me glad. I am now 88 years old and I am looking down at the most beautiful thing ever. Now I see you, even as a robot, and you still look as beautiful as ever, and that is the way I like it. That was the story of your great-grandfather Lee. He was just like you. I would always love that, and you are the next generation, if you know what I mean, Scott.
Thanks for the story, Grandmother, and I am looking forward to hearing more of your stories.
Thanks. You should take a nap and focus on what you are going to do in the future. Good night, Scott.
Good night, Grandmother.
Alright everyone, and there we have it. That was the brand new episode of Mother and Son. I'm leaving it a surprise for what happens next time. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and looking forward to the next one. Also, if you like this video and want to show me some support, then do like this video for more Mother and Son. If you want to view all my recent plots, then do follow me for more daily plots. Have a fantabulous day and goodbye everyone.